Time now to talk about this 2 days of intense revenue collection mobilization by the electricity company of Ghana. Its ratings and 50 million Ghana cedis out of the 5.7 billion cedis customers owe the company. The ECG says that it is indebted to the independent power producers, a reason for which it is carrying out an intense mass disconnection exercise for those indebted to the company. My colleague Ghc5.7billion has been following that exercise, day 3 today, and we understand that it's even getting worse for some private companies as well. Let's talk about the latest happening to Fabrimental. It's one of the companies that's been closed now as a result of what's happening.
Yes, so that's the latest. They have been disconnected from the grid this afternoon for failure to pay a total of some 28 million Ghana cedis.
28 million Ghana cedis. And this is a private company, correct?
Yes, this is a private steel manufacturing company, those that manufacture the iron rods and all of that. And so they have been taking off. They need to do a full payment or an amount that the ECG would agree on before they are connected.
Day 1 started off with the Energy Ministry itself. That ministry was disconnected. Then, of course, the exercise was ramped up. Day 2, we saw the activities in Parliament. And for day 3, what was the focus of the Electricity Company of Ghana?
So day 2 and day 3, which is yesterday and today, the focus is around the Tema Enclave, the private manufacturing companies, especially those of them that are on the heavy load. They do heavy consumption from the grid. That is the focus on them. So yesterday, the task force visited the Tema Oil Refinery as well as the B5 steel component. So at the Tema Oil Refinery, we were told that they were owing some 13 million Ghana cedis or so. And so they had to pay that over 20 million Ghana cedis actually.
Right.
And so they made an upfront payment of 5 million Ghana cedis. Yesterday, they were expected to make another 5 million on Friday, and then by end of next week, they were expected to make the rest 13 million Ghana cedis payment. And so Tema Oil Refinery escaped the disconnection.
Okay, so they would have been disconnected.
Yes, they would have. In fact, every company they visited was with the intent of disconnecting them because all of these bills they owe are in arrears. And so the initial intent has always been to disconnect them. But if you are able to show some, display some concern,
right,
or indicate that you'll be able to pay, they negotiate, you make the payment, and then they leave you. And so they make the 5 million cedis.
And they're telling us as well that the exercise has been digitized.
Yes, exactly. Especially the payment platform has been digitized. So what happens is, if they do the negotiation and an amount has been agreed on, right there and then, you make the transfer of the money through the electronic system, and then it reflects directly to the major platform that almost everybody on the team can get an alert that this company has made these payments directly to the DG as well as other members of the team. And so that's the good news for them and for the companies as well. They don't have to go to the bank or do other transactions because the ECG is saying that they are not accepting check or physical cash in the exercise.
And what else is this revealing to us? For some experts, is the same old story about the inability of ECG itself to track its metering system. Has that come to the fore as well?
In fact, that was the issue at Fabrimental when they were disconnected. One issue they raised was that for a time now, they have not been given a substantive bill. Whatever comes has been an estimated bill, and so they have been waiting for the substantive bill before they can make payments. And the ECG is of the view that if your meter is not billed or a substantive bill doesn't come, the agreement is that with customers is that you make the estimated bill payment. If the substantive bill comes and they synchronize the figures and they have to refund monies back to you, they will do that. If you would have to top up, they do that. And so it actually came up because if you remember on Monday, the DG indicated that they have only 800 meter readers reading over 2.5 meters across their operation regions. And so that came up. Another issue that came up was the economic hardship, the issues of economic hardship and high cost of operations, for which reason the companies are stating that is the cause of their inability to pay their bills.
How long will this exercise travel?
It travels for 30 days, as they told us,
Okay.
one full month exercise.
So today doesn't look like it's the end of the story.
Not at all. In fact, we are in the initial stages, the starting point of it. And so we're hoping that it is sustained. That's the concern of a lot of Ghanaians, that this is sustained. Because the DG says they are looking forward to retrieving 100% of their money, which is the total 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. And so we hope that it is sustained and they achieve what they want to achieve. So that's how it has been today. After 3 days, from the National Task Force, we heard about some disconnections at other parts of the country, but for this task force, this is the first disconnection over 28 million Ghana cedis for the day.
Okay, James, thank you. Let's listen to the MD for the Electricity Company of Ghana, Samuel Tobik Mahama.
Please, these phone calls should stop.
Are you receiving phone calls?
Some have come through. I haven't acted on them. And let me take this opportunity to say, I'm not being disrespectful. I don't want to disrespect anybody. I am just trying to level the status quo. Let's let everybody feel and know that this company belongs to all of us. You have a mandate. We have a mandate. How do we pay the independent power producers? How do we pay Gridco? How do we pay VRA? It's a shared responsibility. So please, let's just do the right thing. Because I don't even have the moral right, after sending somebody out of the office, to pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, you know, can you cut X, Y, and Z slack? No. Then what's the moral of the exercise?
I mean, the calls that have come in, are these friends or power brokers or politicians?
It cuts across. It cuts across. It cuts across.
And they want you to do what? Just...
Oh, can you hold off? Can you... hold off as to what?
The biggest problem in the past has been when political calls come. Because those ones, the argument is always, you are possibly trying to kill our base. Somebody else in the government who tried that, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, complained publicly when he was sacking people off the street that his own party came after him very hard. Maybe you haven't had that yet, and so you are saying, oh, I don't want to respect you.
So before we went on this, what I decided to do was to give a few courtesy phone calls, speak to a few people that I feel matter, and so that the information will cascade down. So that was how I started it. And to be very honest, it's mostly not political calls that I get about destroying party power base. But forgive me, I don't see myself as doing politics. Understand? I see myself now as a technocrat. If the biggest mistake we could ever do is to politicize the work done from this office. So for me, your electricity bill doesn't have a party color. Your electricity bill is red, gold, green with a black star in the middle. The truth of the matter is, at a certain point, you expect everybody to take up their responsibilities, because you don't want to be going there all the time. But it has come to our notice that moving forward, this exercise has to be sustained.
How? So
we are looking at a formula where hopefully the last week of every month, ECG is administrative staff and everybody joins in. Because what's our mandate here? Sell reliable power and collect the money. Collections are down. So if we don't go out there to collect, what are our moral rights in here? In the case of airport company, yeah, we came up with a lot of understanding. Today I even had a phone call with the MD, who she wasn't happy about what happened. I could understand and I could relate, but in the end, there are some structures have been put in place that they are going to be paying. They put us on a proper structure which will allow them to clear the old debt and tackle the new debt. You see, when you have debt accrued and you ask for a payment plan, in the eyes of ECG, the payment plan is for the old debt. It doesn't take care of your present debt moving forward. So when we do that with you, we are expecting that as much as you are servicing the old one, you should be making sure that you are current on your current bills. You understand? So that's what we want every customer to move to now. So in the case of Ghana Airport, I can say now we have a working understanding that is going to be enforced, because now we have people that are going to be dedicated to this kind of service to make sure that these big customers are given the courtesy they deserve, and they can depend on the power coming from our establishment. So we have come to an understanding with them, and we would make sure that at the last week of every month in this company would be dubbed revenue mobilization.
Last week of every month?
Yeah, because that's when you receive your paycheck. The truth of the matter is...
For the rest of time?
Yeah, for the foreseeable time. I think it's a very great innovation because, look, you receive your paycheck at the end of the month.
I do.
You enjoy electricity.
Yes.
When you run out of credits on your phone or talk time on your phone,
I will reload.
Aha! But the prepaid customer, when they run out, what do? They don't
have a choice.
They have to reload.
Yes.
So what's the moral right of the person who's on the postpaid meter, who is also supposed to equally contribute this, say his quota to the energy sector? So and let's not think that this exercise or moving forward is tailored for postpaid. No. It's also to inspect illegal connections in terms of what? Prepaid meter.